Now, if you can do your best to answer, when you answer, just to repeat back as much of the question as you remember within the answer, because I'm going to edit out my voice from this there as much as I can to not have my voice in the film. All right, I think we're good to go. Really? Okay. All right. Please explain to me the evolution of hip-hop from an underground movement to this mainstream cultural movement as we've seen it.
Well, the evolution of hip-hop, coming from back in the days where you had the great Kool Herc, myself, the Grandmaster Flash, and many of the other great pioneers, the Disco King Marios, the DJ Breakout and the Funky Four, the Treacherous Three, the Crash Crew, the Cold Crush Brothers, so many brothers and sisters, Queen Lisa Lee, Sha-Rock, Pebbly Pooh, that it started in black community. Black people, indigenous name is the Moors, who ruled the Americas as the Native Americans before other Native Americans. It was a time of fun, time of many action, time of certain violence, time when we started bringing peace, unity, love to have some fun. The time when we had the B-boys, the B-girls, the DJs, the MCs, the aerosol writers, adding that fifth element, the knowledge. And it was a time when we just came from the civil rights movement of so-called black people, brown people, red people, yellow people, white people, and the times of human rights in the continent of America in a place called the United States America Republic. There was many things going on, many confusion, many mind controls, many different ways and actions of the different people, diverse people of the continent. So this was a time of bringing a new movement off the back of soul and R&B and funk, which is called hip-hop. Hip-hop itself has always been here in a form of one of the elements called rap, from the ancient days of Africa, when the prophet talked to the great creator, whom is called by many names, to many of the early songs, recordings of different groups throughout the times that had spoken words, like the Last Poets, the Watts Prophets, people like Mars Maley, Sonia Sanchez, Nikki Giovanni, Gil Scott-Heron, the great King of Soul, James Brown, Sly Stone, and many other people who was doing poetry, Rudy Ray Moore, Blowfly, and many of the other groups out there that was doing this. Ella Fitzgerald with her scat rap, Hottie Hottie Ho, Drew Cab Calloway, so Shirley Ellis with the Name Game, and the slow rapper Isaac Hayes and Barry White. So all this was different movements of time in our people, even to the political rapping of Muhammad Ali, Minister Louis Farrakhan, Malcolm X, Honorable Elijah Muhammad. All these played roles in so-called black culture at the time, which are indigenous names, Moors.
And now, how do you see hip-hop as it's evolved? And it's no longer underground, but it's around the world. And I find that it represents the youth of the world in many ways, how they identify with society. What do you think about that?
Well, hip-hop has spread internationally around our great planet Earth, drew the Universal Zulu Nation and many other pioneer groups that was traveling, many of the movie industry that was putting certain movies out, many of the televisions that started putting different shows, like in France, I Should Pay Hip Hop with Sydney, Yo MTV Raps with Africa Lacoon in England. Then it went to Fat Five Freddy in the United States of America Republic, and drew many of the other different musical groups that was traveling to many other places throughout Africa, Europa, and the Americas and other places. So it has spread into many of the young adults' youth cultures throughout the world. And now you have not just the youth doing it, but you have adults that remember certain things back in their day and time when they was doing their style of rapping or scat rapping or jive rapping of their era of time on this great planet.
What do you see as the positive and negative aspects of the shift, the cultural shift of hip hop becoming mainstream?
Well, it's good that hip hop has become mainstream, that you see a lot of people who might have came from downtrodden areas of ghettos and who are now became superstars in their own right, in their own respected territories and countries on the planet. But it has also caused others to come in with a Luciferian mentality to cause destruction within the movement and bring in a mentality of I don't give a damn, or using your styles or rappings to dumb down the people and to call women out their name, and people become bitches, hoes, and niggas. Whereas it was also used as political strong sense to wake up masses of the people. So we got to look what has happened to bring negativity within the culture, who hijacked hip hop culture as a movement, and why was it hijacked to just talk about so and so quote gangster rap. Now gangster rap, which I don't have nothing against, because I've agreed that anybody should be able to say whatever they want to say, think with no holds barred. But we saying to a lot of these so-called radio stations, if you're gonna play one style of hip hop, play all the different styles. You know, we don't care if it's hip hop, soul, R&B, jazz, calypso, rock, reggae, metal, African music, classical music. Play the old with the new with the old, for it becomes true school. To my brothers and sisters who are in Africa, who have took a hold of hip hop, if that's all you understanding is certain part of hip hop that's teaching you to be negative and to act like niggas, then that hip hop is not good for you when you became, or you was known as, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, mothers and fathers of civilization. So we need to go back to our indigenous selves, and this goes for everybody who calls themselves so-called black, brown, yellow, red, or white people. What was you called before 1492? What was your indigenous names? Was you a Cushite, a Nubian, a Theban, a Comedian, a Kibalanian, a Ethiopian? You know, what was your nationality and your birthright? What was your people doing to uplift fallen humanity and do for all others of civilization on this great planet that we call Earth? So we need an understanding, an understanding, and an overstanding of who we are as a people, who we are as all people on the planet, where did we come from, and what are we here for, and where we need to be going for the future to respect this great planet instead of trying to destroy many things on this planet with chaos. And hip hop plays a role that could help make a change, and hip hop could also play a role to cause destruction. So which side is you on? Or you're on the side of Lucifer, or you're on the side of the great supreme force to whom is called by many names, Allah, Jehovah, Elohim, Jah, Ra, the ancients of all the names, Atum, Amen, Ra, Ptah, Kepara, or many of the other indigenous names that we call the supreme force, the Lord of all the worlds.
Are you aware, as the godfather, as they say, of hip hop, of the impact that this art form has had on a social level, particularly in developing nations in Africa, where it is being used as an actual tangible tool for social change.
I'm very much aware of what's been happening with hip hop in the continent of Africa, used as a social change for the people, by the people, all power to the people. But if people in Africa, or the ancient name Akibulan, keep using it in the wrong way and not using it to uplift our brothers and sisters in Africa, or knowing who we are in Africa, what did we did to better civilization on this whole great planet that we call Earth? What are our indigenous names or so-called tribal names, and how do we get away from tribalism? What we say in the Universal Zulu Nation, we say wherever our people at, I'm at. Not saying that we are in the crack house or doing anything negative, saying wherever our people at, we don't care what religion you come from, what nationality you call yourself. If you say you Hootsie or Tutsi, I'm both of that. If you say you're a Comedian or ancient Kemet, which is Egypt, I'm that too. I'm from Chad, I'm from Mozambique, I'm from Togo, I'm from South Africa, I'm Zulu. You know, I'm all these, I'm Hosa, I'm all these tribes and then some. So we all start thinking like that, then we would get away from tribalism and know that we all are the same people. I'm a Nubian. You know, if I go to any parts of Africa, I'm wherever I'm at, I'm part of those people, because wherever my people's at, I'm at.
After having traveled in Africa, do you feel that American hip hop artists are conscious of their impact on African youth and on third world youth?
The American impact on African youth and third world youth, as well as all youth, is very strong on the planet. That's why I say many people who take from the American hip hop scene must understand, what part are you taking? Are you taking a part to be just negative? Are you taking parts to be positive? Are you doing anything in your community to uplift your people? Or are you doing things in your community to cause destruction to your people? Which side is you trying to be on?
I believe that hip hop is the most powerful tool now in the youth population to elevate consciousness. Would you agree with this? And if so, how would you envision this tool being used?
Hip hop, the culture, the movement is a powerful tool to give upliftment to all human beings on the planet, because hip hop, the culture and the music takes from all other music. So we are all other music, and other music is of us. So you could use music to spread consciousness through your raps, through your singing, through your speaking. You could use music to bring about peace, unity, love, and having fun, or you could use music to cause all type of chaos and war. So it comes down to, what is you trying to teach to your people, or to the people of Earth, or to just your community? What is your understanding, understanding, overstanding on life itself? What do we have to do to cause change on our planet, on the Earth, as well as in the Earth? We are not alone on this planet or in our universe. Many African people knew that from ancients of days, that we are not alone in our universe, as well as when they went to Mars, they found pyramids, and they found Sphinx in the area called Sidonia on Mars. And they say they found a old ancient so-called black woman on the moon with supposed to have like an eye of Ra somewhere on that, and she had dreads. So people used to think we was crazy when we used to talk, you know, there's more than 9 planets, in our solar system or in many other systems in the universe. Now NASA just has caught up to what the Zulu Nation, what Dr. Malachi York of the Ansaru Allah community and many others has been speaking for years. Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Dogons, the Zulus, the Comedians of ancient Kemet, Egypt, known as today, has been speaking for years in Africa. NASA is just catching up to what we knew since the ancients of days.
Considering the times that we live in now, the war that's always present in many people's lives, why is it necessary for artists to become leaders in the world?
Well, due to wars and all the chaos that's happening on the planet, it's important for many artists, if they want to become leaders or doers in waking up many of the community with consciousness. Then you got other artists that's just in it for the money. You got other artists that's down with social change or political change. You got other artists who are out there to teach about health or natural health and natural feelings, natural upliftment. Then you got other artists who just don't give a damn. So it's about, like I said again, what is your purpose here on this great planet that we call Mama Earth?
What do you think could be accomplished if all of the world's artists came together to raise global consciousness and inspire people to make pragmatic changes in their communities and their social systems?
Well, we need a lot of artists to help make changes in any community on the planet. That's why we had many artists who got together for Farm Aid, Live Aid, Hip Hop Artists Against Apartheid, United Artists Against Apartheid. There's always been musical artists who try to bring about social change for the people. I don't care whether we are Muslims, Christian, Hebrews, Buddhists, any type of so-called religion that we profess. It's up to many artists in all different fields of music to do something for your community and for your people when you got time to do. That's if you have love for your people and love for humanity of this great planet that we live in.
What would you like the legacy of hip-hop to be?
I like the legacy of hip-hop to be that it has brought many people together under this cultural movement called hip-hop from many different nationalities, so-called races of the one human race, many different people who has different native tongues all together have come under the hip-hop banner in unity because of the music of hip-hop more than all the politicians put together on the planet.
That's wonderful. I just have the two shout-outs to film now, or not shout-outs,